Ryan Reynolds loses it after Justin Baldoni cancels him. Ryan Reynolds just got blindsided by Justin Baldoni, and it's not pretty. The Hollywood darling known for his wit and charm, completely thrown off by the unexpected fallout. But what happened between these two A-listers that led to this shocking turn of events? And why is Ryan suddenly at the center of controversy? Stay tuned because this story is about to take a wild turn. And it's not what you think. Ryan Reynolds isn't the type to get caught up in scandals. He's got a reputation for being one of the most likable and relatable stars in Hollywood. But somehow, Justin Baldoni, the man behind 5 Feet Apart and Clouds, has put him in a position that no one saw coming. The build-up. How it all started. It all started with a seemingly innocent collaboration. Ryan Reynolds was attached to a project that had all the makings of another heartfelt hit. It was supposed to be a film about breaking down societal norms, pushing boundaries, and telling a story that mattered. And with Justin Baldoni at the helm, a director known for tackling emotional and socially conscious topics, it seemed like a match made in Hollywood heaven. But that's where things took a turn. Sources close to the project say creative differences began to creep in. Ryan had a vision, one that was a little more unconventional. He wanted to bring his signature humor and irreverence into the mix, while Baldoni was focused on staying true to the emotional depth of the story. It wasn't just a clash of styles, it was a full-blown creative standoff. The tension boils over here is where things get messy. As production moved forward, tensions grew. Ryan, known for his quick wit and improvisational genius, reportedly started tweaking the script. He wanted to infuse more of his comedic style, giving the film a lighter, more accessible feel. But Baldoni? He wasn't having it. Baldoni, whose career has been built on telling authentic and emotionally charged stories, saw the changes as diluting the film's core message. According to insiders, Baldoni felt that Ryan's approach was turning the film into something it wasn't meant to be, taking away from the raw, emotional authenticity that Baldoni is known for. And that's where the cracks really started, to show creative control or clash of egos. Was this a battle for creative control? Or was it something deeper? Ryan Reynolds has built an empire by being the guy who doesn't take things too seriously. His humor, sarcasm, and ability to connect with audiences have made him a box office powerhouse. But when you put that against Baldoni's dedication to emotional depth and powerful storytelling, it was bound to clash. Ryan's style is about entertainment. Baldoni's is about impact. And somewhere in the middle, this project got lost. The moment everything fell apart, here's where it goes. From bad to worse. After weeks of back and forth, Ryan reportedly pushed for rewrites that Baldoni wasn't willing to approve. And that's when Baldoni made the call. He pulled the plug. He wasn't going to compromise on the integrity of the story, even if it meant walking away from one of Hollywood's biggest names. But this wasn't just any project. This was supposed to be the film that challenged stereotypes, pushed boundaries, and delivered a message that mattered. And with Reynolds on board, it was expected to get mainstream attention. So when Baldoni pulled the plug, it sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Ryan's reaction, not so calm and collected. Ryan Reynolds, known for his cool, collected, and often hilarious responses to controversy, didn't take this one lying down. Insiders say he was blindsided, completely, caught off guard by Baldoni's decision. And for someone who usually laughs off tension with a witty tweet, this one hit differently. For Ryan, this wasn't just about a project. It was about being rejected in a space where he's used to winning. And that's where things got heated. Behind closed doors, the fallout. Behind closed doors, the fallout was intense. People close to the situation say Ryan felt disrespected. He believed he had poured his heart into the project, only to be sidelined. And while Baldoni remained firm in his stance, Ryan's camp started pushing back. This wasn't just a disagreement, it was a complete breakdown of trust. Hollywood takes sides, and of course Hollywood did what Hollywood does best. It picked sides. On one end, you had those who sided with Baldoni, praising his commitment to staying true to his vision. But on the other, there was a wave of support. For Ryan, with many feeling that Baldoni's decision was a slap in the face to creative collaboration. But here's the twist. It didn't stop there. Social media backlash. Fans are divided. When news of the fallout hit the public, fans had a lot to say. Some praised Baldoni for standing by his principles, while others couldn't believe he'd walk away from a project with someone as bankable as Ryan Reynolds. The debate raged online with hashtags like Char Team Ryan and War Justice for Baldoni trending. Across platforms, Ryan's fans were vocal, accusing Baldoni of being inflexible and unwilling to adapt. Baldoni's supporters, however, stood firm, arguing that he was protecting the heart of the story. But then, things took an unexpected turn. Did Baldoni actually cancel Ryan? Here's where things get murky. While it looked like Baldoni was the one who pulled the plug, insiders say it was more complicated than that. Some reports suggest that Baldoni was under pressure from producers and the studio to go in a different direction. And that direction didn't include Ryan Reynolds. So, was this really Baldoni canceling Ryan? Or was he just the face of a decision that had been brewing behind the scenes for weeks? Ryan's public response: classy or calculated? When Ryan finally spoke out, his response was interesting. He didn't lash out. He didn't take shots at Baldoni. Instead, he took the high road, publicly. He praised Baldoni's work and wished him the best. But insiders say that behind the scenes, it was a different story. Ryan was reportedly furious, feeling like his vision had been dismissed and his contributions overlooked. But instead of airing his grievances publicly, he played it smart, keeping his cool and protecting his brand. But that calm exterior, it was a cover for the storm raging behind the scenes. What's next for Ryan and Baldoni? So where do they go? From here? For Ryan, this isn't the end. He's already moving on to new projects, including another highly anticipated blockbuster. But the sting of this fallout, it's not going away anytime soon. As for Baldoni, he's standing by his decision. And while some may see it as a bold move, others are wondering if it could cost him future collaborations with big-name stars. Hollywood has a long memory, and burning bridges with someone as powerful as Ryan Reynolds, that's a risk not everyone is willing to take. Could they ever work together again? Here's the million-dollar question. Could Ryan and Baldoni ever bury the hatchet? Or is this rift too deep to repair? Insiders are divided. Some say that Hollywood is all about second chances, and if the right project comes along, these two could find themselves back at the table. Others, though, think this one might be beyond repair. The trust has been broken, and in an industry where reputation is everything, that's not easy to come back from. The bigger picture. What this means for Hollywood. But this isn't just about Ryan and Baldoni. This situation highlights a bigger issue in Hollywood: the ongoing battle between artistic integrity and commercial success. Baldoni wanted to protect the heart of the story. Ryan wanted to make it accessible to a wider audience. And somewhere in the middle, the project fell apart. This isn't the first time we've seen creative differences derail a major project, and it won't be the last. But what makes this one different? It's the fact that it involved two of Hollywood's biggest names, both of whom had the power to turn this film into something extraordinary. And yet, it ended in chaos. Hollywood's ripple effect. The fallout is far from over. But just when it seemed like things were settling down, the aftershocks of this fallout started spreading. Hollywood isn't just about who's right and who's wrong. It's about influence. And when two major players like Ryan Reynolds and Justin Baldoni go head-to-head, the ripple effect is massive. Studios taking sides. The power shift begins. Here's the thing. When someone like Ryan Reynolds gets burned, studios notice. He's not just an actor, he's a brand. And that brand, it guarantees box office success. Studios know that attaching his name to a project practically guarantees millions in ticket sales, not to mention streaming deals and international distribution. So, when word got out that Baldoni had pulled the plug on a Ryan Reynolds project, studio execs started asking questions. Some sources say that certain studios are now hesitant to greenlight Baldoni's future projects, worried that his unwillingness to compromise could lead to more high-profile clashes. But others? They're standing by Baldoni, respecting his decision to protect the integrity of the story. It's a divide that's sending shockwaves through the industry, and it's already affecting future deals. A-list actors weigh in. The quiet boycott. Here's where things get really messy. A-list actors talk. And in an industry where reputations can make or break careers, word travels fast. Rumors are swirling that some of Hollywood's biggest stars, those who align more with Ryan's easygoing, collaborative style, are quietly distancing themselves from Baldoni. While no one's making public statements, insiders say that certain actors are rethinking whether they want to work with a director who's willing to walk away from a project, no matter how big the names involved. And in a business where relationships matter, that's a dangerous place to be. Ryan's next move: reclaiming control. But Ryan Reynolds isn't the type to sit back and let Hollywood dictate his narrative. He's a master at turning setbacks into opportunities. Remember when Green Lantern flopped? Ryan didn't just move on, he owned it. He turned the failure into a running joke, rebuilt his career, and delivered Deadpool, a billion-dollar franchise that proved he was still a box office king. So what's Ryan doing now? Sources say he's already lining up new projects that put him firmly back in the driver's seat. He's focusing on productions where he has full creative control, ensuring that he won't find himself in another situation where someone else can pull the rug out from under him. And he's not just looking at acting, he's doubling down on producing. Through his company, Maximum Effort, Ryan is taking a more active role in developing content that speaks to his audience. And this time, he's making sure no one can cancel him from his own projects. Baldoni's dilemma: standing firm or backtracking. Justin Baldoni, on the other hand, is at a crossroads. His decision to pull the plug on the Reynolds project earned him respect in certain circles, but it's also put a target on his back. Now Baldoni has to decide. Does he double down on his principles and continue making the kinds of films that speak to his core values? Or does he find a way to re-enter the mainstream conversation and repair some of the relationships that have been damaged along the way? Sources close to Baldoni say he's not backing down. He believes that Hollywood needs more voices that are willing to stand up for authentic storytelling, even when it means walking away from a sure thing. But in a world where compromise often equals survival, Baldoni's unwavering stance might cost him more than he's prepared to lose. The silent power struggle. Who's winning? So who's really winning this behind-the-scenes power struggle? On the surface, it looks like Ryan Reynolds has the upper hand. His star power, his brand, and his ability to reinvent himself make him a force that's hard to stop. And with new projects lined up, he's already moving forward. But Baldoni's influence runs deeper than most people realize. He's built a reputation as someone who tells important stories that challenge norms and make people think. And in a Hollywood landscape that's increasingly looking for more diversity and authenticity, that reputation carries weight. This isn't just about one project gone wrong. It's about what kind of stories Hollywood wants to tell. And that battle? It's far from over. Could this feud lead to something bigger? But here's where things take an unexpected turn. Some insiders are speculating that this very public fallout could actually lead to something bigger. Imagine this. What if Ryan and Baldoni, after all this tension, end up coming full circle? What if they realize that their differences could be their greatest strength? Hollywood loves a redemption arc. And if these two powerhouses were to find a way to collaborate again, this time with a clear understanding of each other's strengths and boundaries, it could result in something truly groundbreaking. It's not out of the question. Stranger things have happened in Hollywood. But for now, the silence between them is deafening. A deeper divide in Hollywood? But this isn't just about Ryan and Baldoni. This rift has exposed a deeper divide in Hollywood, one that's been simmering beneath the surface for years. On one side, you have those who believe that entertainment should be just that, entertainment. Lighthearted, fun, and designed to reach the widest possible audience. On the other, there are those who believe that film should be a vehicle for change, a platform to challenge societal norms and push for deeper conversations. And in the middle of that divide, you've got projects like the one that just fell apart between Ryan and Baldoni. This isn't just a battle between two Hollywood heavyweights, it's a reflection of a larger conversation that's reshaping the industry. The fans, the ultimate power players, but at the end of the day, it's not just up to Ryan, Baldoni, or even the studios. It's the fans who hold the real power. Audiences are the ones who decide what succeeds and what fails. And right now, fans are watching. They're watching to see how this unfolds, and they're ready to take sides. Will they rally behind Ryan, the king of relatable humor and box office success? Or will they back Baldoni, the visionary who's fighting to tell stories that matter? No matter the cost, the verdict, it's still out. But one thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Where do we go from here? So what happens next? Does Ryan Reynolds come out on top, proving once again that nothing can slow him down? Or does Justin Baldoni's unwavering commitment to authenticity earn him the respect and opportunities that come with standing your ground? And perhaps the biggest question of all, could this clash be the beginning of something bigger? A shift in Hollywood where creative freedom and commercial success can finally find common ground? Stay tuned. Because if you think this story is over, you're dead wrong.